everyone, welcome to Yoga with Bianca and Emilio. My name is Bianca and today we will focus on our backs, in particular our middle back. So make sure you have your mat, make sure you have a blanket, and then let's get started right away in our child's pose. So child's pose, everyone. Sit back onto your heels, bring your big toes together to touch, open your knees wide. Use your blanket if you need more cushion for your knees, or if you feel you need something under your feet, or if you can't sit all the way back, you want to pat the area in between with your blanket. And then from here, just settle into your child's pose. Relax the chest down, the forehead down. Have your arms to the sides of your body. And just take this moment here to arrive to your mat, to let your mind adjust to this new situation. Let your breath find its neutral breath pattern. And let your body feel the alignment in this pose. Let it adjust, let it settle in, let it relax. And just take a few breaths here, breathe in and out of your nostrils. And observe in which areas your breath is the strongest. Where do you feel breathing is easy? Do you feel you're breathing into the front of the body or in the back, maybe even to the sides? Just observe what's happening, how your body is reacting to your breath. And then gently begin breathing in and out of your nostrils to really focus on filling up the upper back, the middle back, and the lower back with air. And on your exhale, really relax everything towards the floor. Let it be heavy. And just take a few more breaths here. Breathe in and out of your nostrils, really focusing on filling up the backs of your body, the upper back, middle back, and lower back, expanding those sides. And then the exhale, really relax everything towards the floor, let it be heavy. Take a big inhale into the nose. Open the mouth, exhale everything with the sound out. And then from here, extend your arms forward so that the hands walk towards the front of the mat. You want to make sure that your arms, your hands are active. From here, while your hands reach forward, your hips reach back and down, and you relax the front, the torso down towards the floor. Heart to the floor, forehead to the floor. And really breathe into this extension in your side body here. In your upper back, feel the area between your shoulder blades, around the shoulder blades, all the way into your mid back, even in the lower back. And then gently walk your hands all the way to the right. Keep those arms extended so they're still very active. Breathe into this left side body now. And now bring your left hand on top of your right hand. Stay here for a few more breaths. Try to reach those hips towards your heels. And then slowly walk your hands back to neutral. Stay here for the inhale and exhale. And then walk your hands all the way over to the left. Breathe into your right side body. Bring the right hand on top of your left hand to intensify the stretch. Slowly walk your hands back to neutral. Stay here for another breath. See if you find a little bit more length. And on your next inhale, set up for tabletop. Bring your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. And then just take a few rounds of cow and cat. So in cow, we breathe in, we drop the belly button, reach the heart forward and up. On the exhale, push yourself away from the floor. And really see if you can find a little bit more space each time when you move through your cow, move through your cat. And really focus on this space in your back. So can you drop the belly button further down towards the floor, reach the heart further up. And then on your exhale, can you spread those shoulder blades further apart? Can you bring your chin to your chest? Beautiful. One more round like this. And exhale out in your cat. Then find your neutral tabletop. We keep those hips stacked over our knees and walk your hands all the way forward. And melt the heart down, the chest down. So we are finding a puppy stretch here. Maybe you can relax your forehead down to the floor. Keep those arms active and long. Breathe in here. And then from here, push into your left hand. Gently reach the right arm under the left. So thread the needle here. Relax the right shoulder down, right forehead down. And we are in this puppy stretch, but also connecting it to our shoulder stretch here. Feeling a stretch in the shoulder blade. Mid-back. Really try to breathe into the stretch. One more breath. And then push into the left hand. Find puppy stretch here. Take a breath. Then push into your right hand. Inhale on the exhale. Thread the left arm under. Bring the left shoulder down, left forehead down. Now, when you thread the arm, you want to see if you can keep a line from your shoulder to your wrist. And then again, keep the right hand, the right arm active. Reach forward. Take another breath here. Feel the space in your upper back and your mid back. And then gently push into your right hand and come on back to your puppy stretch here. Take another breath. Beautiful. Then gently walk back into your tabletop. Let's take a round of cow and cat just to find a little bit of space and a little bit of movement in our spine here. Breathe and drop the belly button, reach the heart. On the exhale, round the spine, push yourself away from the floor. Inhale, neutral spine here, and then come on up to a seated position. So you can stay on your mat where you are. I'm just facing you as much as possible. Sit onto your heels here. On the inhale, reach those arms up high. On the exhale, find a cactus arm shape or goal pose arm shapes. Inhale, reach back up. So we're flossing our shoulders here a little bit. Exhale, goal pose arms. Right? We're finding some movement in our shoulders and our shoulder blades. Beautiful. Then inhale, reach both arms back up overhead. And then let's twist. Bring the left hand down to the right knee and twist yourself open to the right. Now you want to think about breathing in, growing tall, and on the exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper. Make sure you're really sitting up tall. You are able to find your long spine. So bring the right hand close to your tail. Push into those fingers to really reach tall. Beautiful. One more breath. And on the next inhale, reach both arms back up overhead. And let's just switch sides. Bring the right hand down to your left knee. Twist yourself open to the left. And again, find this long spine here. Try to really grow tall. On your exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper. Keep your core engaged, so try not to drop into your lower back, not to hollow your back. You really want to make sure that you have a long spine and this engagement from the abdomen, from all the core muscles. And on your next inhale, reach both arms back up overhead. On the exhale, interlace your hands behind your back. And just let the hands reach to the bottom, to the floor behind you, and reach your heart up to the ceiling. Now what happens very often, again, we are finding this hollow back, but I really want you to think about engaging your core and whether working from the mid back and the upper back, opening the chest. We stay here for another breath. Beautiful. On your next inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Beautiful. Now from here, reach both arms forward. Bend the right elbow and then bring the right hand to your right shoulder blade. Hold on softly to your right elbow with your left hand and see if you can walk the right hand as far down as possible without dropping into your lower back, without losing this connection of your core. So you want to keep those lower ribs in and see if you find a little bit more space in your latissimus here. So it's a latissimus dorsi stretch. We just stay here for 2 more breaths. Grow tall through your spine, grow tall through the crown of your head. And then reach both arms back forward to the front of the room. Engage those shoulder blades a little bit. Bend the left elbow, bring the left hand to the left shoulder blade, and gently hold on with your right hand to your left elbow. See if you can gently guide it down your back. And again, engage those abs. Engage your lower ribs here, pull them in. Take 2 more breaths. Great. 1 more breath. Beautiful. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart, and then gently come on up to your tabletop. And from here, let's just go all the way down to the belly. Extend those legs and separate your feet mat width apart. The tops of the feet press down, setting up for your cobra pose here. So you want to have your hands under your shoulders. Keep those elbows super, super close. Actually, let's walk those hands a little bit further down our rib cages. And then make sure you have your alignment here so that your elbows are almost stacked over your wrists. Roll those shoulders back and up, open the chest, and then push into your hands and see if you find a little bit more space. Breathe in here. And then exhale, come on down. Inhale, come on back up. Exhale, come on all the way down. Maybe walk your hands a little bit further forward. Inhale slowly. Come on up a little bit higher. Exhale, come on all the way down. Beautiful. Let's take one more like this. Inhale, slowly roll yourself up. Exhale, come on down. Now you can stay here or walk your hands all the way forward. We're going to make those arms really active. Push into the floor. Engage your glutes, engage your core. Reach your heart forward and up, and then see if you can walk your hands a little bit further back. Engage your shoulder blades, reach the heart forward. And exhale, come on all the way down. Bring your hands on each side of your rib cages. Tuck those toes under, and then push yourself over your knees or all the way from a reverse push-up back into your downward dog. Bring those feet hip width apart. Set it up. Really find the space here. Push into those hands. Bend those knees. Pedal those feet if this feels good in your body. Really make sure you're reaching those hips high up and back. Long spine here. Gently roll those triceps in. Breathe. Engage your core, long spine. Try to relax your head. Look in between your legs to the back of the room. And we stay here for 2 more breaths. One more. On your next exhale, gently bring your knees down to the mat. Sit onto your tush and extend those legs all the way to the front of the room. Now we're going to find Dandasana, or staff pose. So the legs are long, feet are engaged, the ankles are flexed, toes point up to the ceiling. And again, we will find this long spine. So our core is engaged, the crown of the head reaches up towards the ceiling, and the hands come next to our hips, and then maybe walk your hands a tiny bit further back so that you are actually able not to roll those shoulders forward and inward, but you want to roll them back and out, okay? So see how the best alignment is for your body. I like to spread my fingers out to the side just because it feels a little bit better in my wrists. And I'm really engaging those shoulder blades. I'm pulling them towards each other. I'm opening my heart. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. Engage your core. Pull those lower ribs in. And we're just going to stay here for 5 breaths. And really try to be strong in this upright position. Grow tall. Feel how your spine gets longer with each breath. We stay for 2 more breaths. Beautiful work, everyone. One last breath. And then from here, come on onto your elbows, to your forearms. And we'll set up for a bridge pose. So bring your soles of your feet down to the mat. Come on all the way down onto your backs. The arms come to the sides of your body. Now before we do anything else, you want, if you come up into your bridge pose, that your ankles are under those knees. If your knees are really straight when you stand, for example, and they always point forward, then keep those feet in line with the direction of your knees. If you feel your knees are pointing out, then point your toes out a little bit. Okay, give yourself some space, hip width apart here. And before we actually come up, I want you to think about pressing the whole back down. And I'm not just talking about your shoulders, your shoulder blades. I'm also talking about the mid-back. You really want to keep those ribs in now, which means we are actually activating our core, our abs here, okay? And we're also pressing down the lower back. which gives us a tiny tucked tailbone here. We're not dropping it out, right? We're not sticking out the butt. We're actually gently scooping it in, engaging our core, pressing the whole back down to the floor. Now from here, bring the arms to the sides of your bodies. Walk your shoulders underneath you a little bit. Stay here for a moment. Feel this engagement in your core. That's very important because we really want to reduce the stress in our backs, right? So we want to be very active here. Now from here, push into the soles of your feet, push into the hands, into your palms. Reach your hips up high. Walk your shoulders a little bit further underneath you. And make sure that you're still keeping an engagement in your abdomen, which is not as much as it was before. But really try to keep it a little bit active. Try to keep your glutes active. Feet active. Feet are pressing down. You're slightly bringing those knees towards each other. So we are having a little adduction here. So we are coming closer to the midline. And we're going to stay here for 2 more breaths. So we're very strong, we're very active. We are not hyper activating any muscles. We're not cramping. We're not just taking, the hardest part we can get, but we are really engaged, aware of what's going on in our body. We stay here for 1 more breath. And then begin to roll yourself down from your upper back, then the middle back, then the lower back. Find this engagement right away. Press the whole back down to the floor. And we stay here for 3 more breaths. So really just find this engagement again. Tuck the tailbone in and under a tiny bit. Find this engagement in your core. Press the lower back down, the middle back down, the upper back down. 1 more breath here. Beautiful. Then slowly coming up to a seated position here for a moment. And we will go down in our Shavasana, but we will use our blanket here to actually find a passive back bend in our Shavasana. I love this pose. You can use your blocks for this if you want to, but I feel it is really nice if you have a blanket. You could even have 2 blankets if you want a little bit more support, a little bit more cushion. What we will do, we will gently roll the blanket up. And then from here, the blanket comes under our shoulder blades, on the edges of the shoulder blade. So you want to gently lay down. Separate your feet at least hip width, even mat width apart. Bring the blanket under the edges of your shoulder blades and then see if you can roll yourself over the blanket and relax the head down. So what happens now, and it's okay to have it happen now, the ribs pop out, right? The lower ribs cage is opening up. So we're really opening up this segment here, this segment, this part of the body, opening up to the front, to the ceiling. And everything else is relaxed. So can you relax the lower back towards the floor as much as possible? Can you relax the upper back as much as possible? And now from here, open the arms wide to the side to a T-form, or even find goalpost arms, which I find to be a very nice pectoralis stretch. So a breast stretch. Excuse me. So, and really try to get settled here. If you haven't yet, softly close your eyes. Feel free to always take the blanket out if it is uncomfortable. But otherwise, just stay here. And you can stay as long as you would like. This is the benefit of practicing at home. But you can also stay with me. And just really take this moment here to settle in. The eyes are softly closed. Breathe in and out of your nostrils. And then take a big inhale into the nose. Open the mouth. Exhale everything with a sound out. Let your breath settle into its neutral breath pattern. And then shift your focus to your physical body. And just take this moment to feel, observe the sensations of your body. Observe the alignment of your body here now in this passive backbend. And really let go of all the tension. Try not to force your body into any direction anymore. Let the body be. Let the breath be. Let the mind be. And really see if you can find your deep relaxation. Slowly coming back to your bodies. Bring your mind back. Find this connection to yourself again. Begin to deepen your breath again. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. And whenever you're ready, you could take a last stretch here. And when you're ready, gently roll over to one side of your body. And then push yourself up into a seated position at the front of your mat. Bring your hands to your heart. Bow your head. Take this moment to feel the effects of your practice today. Let's finish our practice with one Om together. Take a big inhale. Bring your thumbs to your third eye, the area between your eyebrows. Bow your head in gratitude for yourself, this practice, and your community here. Namaste. Thank you everyone so much for joining me here, focusing on our back, particular our mid back. Make sure you do this a few times if you really feel there's a lot of stress. Stay as long as you would like in this Shavasana. It's a beautiful passive back bend. Even if you just watch TV and you feel this is very comfortable, why not, right? Set it up, you know how it goes now. If you need a little bit more support, a little bit harder support, a little bit higher support, blocks are really, really helpful. Make sure that you like the video if you practice with me and if you enjoyed the practice. Comment on it. I'm really excited to hear your feedback, so please post your feedback under the videos. It's helpful for me, it's helpful for everyone else who would like to watch it or who's new to it. Share it with your friends, with your families, and just help us all to benefit from those practices.